Alright, I'm picking up here. I'm actually paused because there's a movie coming up, and this one is somewhat important, not to me, but to other people who might
So,
play this differently.
anything you want to tell me? What exactly did you do back there? Who was that other guy?
Materialization. The return of the Einherjar to their living forms through an object that contains their remnant thoughts.
So basically that's how we summon Einherjar.
You're telling me that the souls of the fallen, chosen for the war of the gods, just float around here?
No, they exist within me.
Okay, that makes sense if you're trying to keep a low
Satisfied?
profile. I like it how she's kind of sarcastic. In the movie we met, she said, well, you know
Will
what
he be
temporary
coming
means,
along
do
with
you?
us from now on?
If I don't toughen his spirit, he won't be able to exist apart from me. This Einherjar once stood at my side, but his soul now deteriorates from the incomplete transmigration.
But from the voices I hear inside, everyone sounds so alive.
Even a ferocious beast feels insecure the first time outside of its cage. I must keep them at my side until they regain their strength of spirit. That is my duty as the chooser of souls. Help me honor it.
Okay, to explain this a little bit in normal terms, the Einherjar will stay at your side for as long as you want them to, but they have to reach a certain level once they can become apart from you. Okay. I know this one is definitely booby-trapped. And I already hit it. Okay. Got an arm rune, which is gauntlet. As I was saying, the Einherjar will remain as extra battle space, but you can free them and get something out of it. But in this playthrough, I'm not going to, because I discovered you can just play through just as well without having to. Here's your first one in this dungeon here that you get to choose. I really don't care who comes out, because some of it's random, some of it's chosen automatically. And I've already had this New Game Plus, which sucks, by the way. All you can do mostly is change the music for the background. Now she has a skill called Free Item, which is why I'm keeping her on my team for now. Free Item means that there's no AP cost for using items, when normally there is. I should have mentioned this earlier, but the AP gauge allows you to perform any action. Mostly attack, spells, etc. And this one is going to be... I think he's called Crad, yeah. He's gonna stick around with me. I know you can release him, and once he reaches a certain level, and by that he gives you a sword called Predonator. Okay, and his skill is Fists of Iron, which means his attack is increased. Boots, that's leg room, money, always welcome. In hindsight, I would have wanted Roland, which was who you have instead of Crad, but that's okay. The elixir is basically cures all status abnormalities, but I only use it in case of an emergency, because some abnormalities do wear off in battle, others stick around afterwards, like Poison, Thrifty, Curse. Curse is one of the lamest ones ever. All it just does is it can't change equipment. I'm sure that's detrimental in this game, but nonetheless, it's still kind of pointless. Oh yeah, silence is one where you can't use magic. I'll explain status abnormalities later on if I get inflicted by them. Oh yeah, this part. I was planning to put Cred on my team, but I wanted to level up Alicia beforehand. So I'm just letting you know there are 4 classes in this game. There are light warriors, archers, mages, and heavy warriors. Now Alicia's a light warrior, and Rufus is obviously a archer. The advantages is light warriors are basically average, archers have longer range for attacks, and heavy warriors have a lot of health, so they can be beaten up quite a bit and have a lot higher strength. Mages aren't really that strong, but they have menu magic. And to explain, the main menu can only be accessible. There's a menu you can access in battle, but you can't use the menu temporarily. Oh, and this scene is supposed to be... If you haven't gathered this, this is supposed to be Alicia's past. Because, as the story goes, Silmeria was awakened in Alicia long after... around after her birth and in her childhood. And because of what happened, which they explains that Japan aren't really a fan of being ruled by the gods, they didn't want Silmeria to exist as the princess, so they got rid of her and moved her into another castle. That is oh, you do pick it up. It's a healing rune. It's called Antique Pendant. Oh, yeah, this isn't fun. We can't get across there. But this scene isn't over yet. Even with the sound lag, you can tell if Silmeria is talking or not because there's subtitles. And that's obviously a heavy warrior.
My Einherjar.
Stop. Midgard is in trouble, right? I'm ready to go with you.
So your body is strong enough?
As is my soul.
That's good.
So basically he's an Einherjar that can
Dylan.
live besides...
Welcome.
without Silmeria. Because he is still strong after
Sure you know where we're going?
transmigration.
I've been checking our path by reading psychic energy present in objects along the way. I know where we're going.
What are you talking about?
You've never heard of object reading?
Basically, object reading
Actually,
is kind of like mind reading, except it's the memories of objects. Get an antique pendant, and Dylan joins our party.